Saving your first $100,000 is an accomplishment that is huge financially. So today we're going to talk about how you can do this in less than 10 years, faster than I was able to save my first $100,000. Let's start with step one. You've got to have the right mindset. This is going to keep you from getting discouraged on your journey to getting that first $100,000. Saving your first $100,000 is hard, but it is possible. It's going to take time. You've got to understand that it's going to take time. Most things in life worth having take time. All right. I've been here 36 years. I can tell you that for a fact. There isn't some get rich quick scheme or way to get to your first $100,000. Playing the lottery won't work. Getting to Las Vegas won't work. And day trading for the vast majority of us won't work either. I don't care what anyone has said to you. I don't care what YouTube financial gurus are out there promising you the moon and everything else. Getting to that first $100,000 is going to take time. But if you follow the steps and the tips in this video, you're going to get there much faster than most people. Now let's go to step number two, and that's to target a savings rate of $500 a month initially. The reason why I said $500 a month initially is because the median annual household income in 2020 was $67,000. So after tax, that's about $50,000. The question I have for you to start with is, can you do $500 a month? Can you invest and save $500 a month? That's the amount that will get you to $100,000 in 10 years, provided you invest in the way that I share about on this YouTube channel. So for someone bringing home after tax $50,000 a year, saving $500 a month is only 12% of that person's income. I think that's a reasonable number that you can get started with. And like I said, this is going to take an average of about 10 years. So this $500 isn't where you're going to stay at for the next 10 years, not the next 5 years. I want you to try to increase that amount that you're saving, because that is what is going to get you to $100,000 much faster than 10 years. And if you have the resources, the means, the income to double it to $1,000 per month, that will actually get you to $100,000 in a little over 6 years, about 6.2 years when I did the calculation. Now, you may not have the funds or the resources to be able to increase your savings rate to $1,000 per month, which brings me to the next step. Step number three, you've got to increase your income. No matter what anybody tells you, no matter what any book you read, increasing your income is by far one of the greatest resources, one of the greatest keys to building wealth. So maybe in addition to your full-time job, you're going to have a part-time job that you can do at home. Maybe you ask for a raise at your job, and when you get that raise, you make sure that you put that extra amount towards your retirement savings contributions, whether that's in your 401k or an IRA. And a quick side note, your first $100,000 can be a combination of all your different investment savings accounts, like your 401k, your HYSA, which is a high yield savings account. More on that in a future video, an IRA, any kind of taxable account that you may have. But increasing your income is going to be a big part in how you get to that $100,000 faster. Step number four, we're going to budget. We have to start budgeting, and we're going to cut the fat. When you start tracking your money, when you start tracking your income, your expenses, the money coming in, the money going out, you can start to recognize the unnecessary expenses that you have. And believe me, we all have unnecessary things that we're spending our money on. I can tell you honestly that I had to give up some expenses that helped me add a little bit more to what I was contributing to my 401k and in general all my savings accounts. But budgeting helped me. Taking some of those expenses that may not necessarily be a need, maybe a want, can help you in a big way. For example, you don't have to buy a new car every few years. I personally kept the same car for 12 years. Big ticket purchases like a car can prevent you from getting to your first $100,000 much faster than you might be able to. Step number five is a topic that I talk about through and through, and it's invest in low-cost, broad-based index funds and or ETFs. The reason why is because these are low cost. The expense ratios, the fees that you're going to have to pay will be very, very low, and that's more money that's going to stay with you, that's going to stay with your investments, that's going to be able to have that compound interest work in your favor. The math doesn't lie. When you have a 1% fee, a 2% fee, any kind of fee that goes way above what you should be paying, that's going to eat away from what you're able to accumulate in your investment accounts. And a few companies that I like, Vanguard, Fidelity, Schwab. If you have a job, if you have income, you're able to open an IRA, get a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA, open one of those and start contributing to it right now. But personally, 100% of my investing is this way. It's through index funds and ETFs. In my 401k, my IRA, even my health savings account, HSA, I invest in low-cost broad-based index funds and ETFs. And even to this day, you may see so many different people out there talking about cryptocurrencies, doing day trading, doing options trading, buying and flipping homes, Amazon selling, all these other things. I cannot express to you how important it is to have a foundation where you are investing in the stock market, because that in itself is going to be the greatest path for you to be building wealth for the future. The sixth step or tip that you can use to help you get to your first $100,000 faster is to stay away from debt. I promise, staying away from debt is one of the best things you can do that's going to help you get to $100,000 faster. So pause using your credit cards on anything other than a recurring bill like a cell phone bill or a utility bill that's already accounted for in your budget. The moment you introduce a new expense into your budget, into your lifestyle, that's going to take away from your overall ability to contribute to investment accounts. And remember, we're about trying to get to that first $100,000 much faster than everyone else. I don't want to see you do it in 10 years. I want to see you do it in 6 years, 5 years, 4 years, and you can do that. I believe in you, but try not to add any more debt than you need to, because that will take away from what you have to contribute to your savings accounts, to your investment accounts, to your taxable accounts. So student loans, a car note, getting something on credit at your favorite shopping mall, whatever it is going to hurt you. And those are things that I want you to stay away from. Of course, if you are in the process of trying to buy a home, get a mortgage, all those things, having a house is important. Having a home is important. And you may want to pause on investing to be able to settle that part first, adjust your budget, and then come back to trying to be aggressive with your savings investing to get you to that first $100,000 as fast as possible. If I had to do it all over again, these are the steps that I would have taken that would have helped me get to my $100,000 much faster, especially if I had the better education on what to invest in and where to invest. Now, the video on the screen will help you do just that. Click on it and I'll see you over there. Peace.